In the dead of night, when the moon hung low in the sky, the screams of a young princess echoed through the silent kingdom of Zira. Her cries, filled with terror and betrayal, were heard by none, except the wind, which carried them into the farthest corners of the land, where the spirits wept. Princess Nyala was buried alive, her innocence snuffed out by the very man who should have loved her most. This was the price the kingdom would pay for one man's ambition, a price that would haunt Zira for generations to come. Long ago, in the ancient kingdom of Zira, two princes were born to the royal family. Prince Jari, the elder, was a beacon of wisdom, kindness, and fairness. He was loved by the people for his gentle rule and his deep respect for the kingdom's traditions. His younger brother, Prince Tibo, was known for his charm, but beneath his calm demeanor hid a soul full of ambition, cunning, and dark secrets. While Jari was adored for his compassion, Tibo nurtured a thirst for power. He lived with violent desires, secretly tormenting the villagers under the cover of night. Women would disappear, their bodies never found, leaving families in despair. The villagers suspected nothing, for Tibo wore his mask of charm well. He was the perfect prince, but no one knew the darkness that festered inside him. When their father, the king, passed away, the mantle of leadership was set to fall on Jari's shoulders, as he was the firstborn. The kingdom rejoiced, confident that their wise and kind prince would lead them into a new era of peace and prosperity. Tibo, however, saw this as an injustice. He believed that Jari's humility was a weakness and that he, Tibo, was the true heir to the throne. His resentment grew, turning into a dangerous obsession. In secret, Tibo sought the counsel of a powerful sorcerer named Magi, who was known for his forbidden magic. Together, they hatched a plot to murder Jari on the eve of his coronation. The spell was cast, and by dawn, Prince Jari was found dead in his chamber, his face peaceful as if he had simply drifted into sleep. The kingdom mourned, and despite their grief, the elders believed it was the will of the gods. With no questions asked, they crowned Tibo as king. Years passed, and under Tibo's rule, the kingdom of Zira began to wither. The once fertile lands dried up, crops failed, and the rains refused to fall. People grew hungry and desperate, yet Tibo became more and more cold-hearted and volatile. His desire for power consumed him, and he grew cruel, quick to anger, and harsh in his judgment. His wife, Queen Atara, the woman who had once believed in him, became the first to witness his transformation. The kindness that had once bound them together faded, replaced by fear and resentment. Tibo's cruelty grew worse with each passing day. His frustration, guilt, and anger often turned into violent outbursts, and Queen Atara found herself the target of his rage. She pleaded with him to change, to remember the values they had once shared, but he only pushed her further away. Unable to endure the torment any longer, Queen Atara left the palace, taking their daughter, Princess Nyala, with her. But Tibo refused to let his daughter go. He could not bear the thought of losing the only thing in his life that still brought him joy. He forced Atara to leave without Nyala, and she departed, heartbroken. Despite his attempts to hold on to his power, Tibo's reign continued to unravel. The kingdom grew desolate, and the people whispered that the gods were angry with him. At night, Tibo was haunted by the faces of those he had wronged. His brother, Jari, whose death was on his hands, the women whose lives he had taken. His guilt weighed heavily on him, and his body began to betray him. One morning, he woke to find his right arm paralyzed, as if the past sins he had buried were now claiming him, piece by piece. In desperation, Tibo turned to Magi once more, begging for a way to end the curse that seemed to be consuming him and his kingdom. Magi, calm and calculating, told Tibo that the gods demanded a sacrifice. A pure soul, someone of royal blood. Tibo's heart twisted with dread as he realized the price. His own daughter, Princess Nyala, was the one the gods sought. Though his heart screamed in protest, Tibo's fear of losing his throne outweighed his love for his daughter. He summoned Nyala to the palace and told her that she must travel to the sacred forest to pray for the kingdom's salvation. Nyala, though terrified, agreed, determined to do whatever she could to help the people. That night, Tibo led her into the forest, where Magi performed a dark ritual. Under the sorcerer's spell, Nyala was rooted to the spot, her spirit trapped. The priest buried her alive, believing that this sacrifice would end the kingdom's suffering. But instead of bringing peace, the darkness deepened. The cries of Nyala's spirit filled the night, chilling the bones of the villagers. The winds whispered of the injustice that had been done, and the kingdom's misery only worsened. Tibo, believing he had saved his throne, returned to the palace, but the land grew even more barren. Desperate and angry, he confronted Magi, demanding answers. The priest, however, could offer no comfort. The sacrifice had not lifted the curse. The spirits were not appeased. A palace guard overheard the king's confession and, horrified, spread the truth of Princess Nyala's death. The villagers, enraged by the revelation, rose up against their king. The elders gathered and confronted Tibo, demanding justice for the innocent soul he had taken. The council decreed that Tibo must face judgment, and Magi was to be cast out as well. The people, once loyal to their king, now jeered at him, throwing stones as he was paraded through the streets, stripped of his crown and title. Tibo and Magi were cast into exile, forbidden ever to return to Zira. The kingdom, cleansed of its tyrants, slowly began to heal. The rains returned, the crops flourished, and peace was restored. The people spoke of the cursed king and the evil he had wrought, teaching their children to beware the dangers of unchecked ambition and cruelty. In time, a new ruler, one of wisdom and integrity, was chosen to lead Zira. Under this new king, the kingdom prospered once more. The legacy of Tibo, the dark king of Zira, remained a cautionary tale, a reminder of the price of sin, the power of truth, and the justice that follows betrayal. Did you enjoy the tale? I hope so. Please like and share the video, drop your comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell for more enchanting tales like this one. Thanks for watching and see you on the next.